Hey guys, so the Bajoran makeup that I posted yesterday got pretty popular, and that was actually pretty surprising to me. I've never done anything like this before. But I thought that I would post this video and show you guys what I was thinking along the way. And that's really what you need to know, is what I was thinking. The video has really poor lighting, everything's in shadow a lot of the time, but you really need to know more the concept and to follow along with what I'm thinking than to see every detail. I will be explaining everything that I'm doing along the way, and I really think you should be able to follow along. All right, hope you enjoy. All right, guys, so I was not expecting such a response to the makeup I did yesterday. Thank you, I guess. I got over 90 likes. It was very unexpected. So what I'm gonna do is a kind of follow along thing. It's not exactly a tutorial because what I did was not something I've done before. So, I mean, I can give you a basic idea of what I did, but I'm not even going to be doing the same thing. I was just messing around. It was all improvising. It was all just going with whatever flow felt right. So I'm going to do that again, and you get to follow along with me, I guess. So here's the Bajoran makeup. So first thing we're going to do is take this highlighter stuff. It's all shiny, sheeny. And it's supposed to make your cheekbones pop, so I would hope that it would also make your nose pop. Now, this is all just everyday makeup. It's nothing fancy. So what I'm gonna do now is create the shadows underneath the ridges. This is the most important part of any of it because that definition is what makes the ridges stand out. So I'm going to use a purple, and what you want to do is make this shape because the curve of your nose is curvy, and we need to compensate for that. So I start with the top ridge here, and I guess y'all are a little close to the mirror. Can't really see what I'm doing. Sorry. You want this to be as sharp as you can get it. I've got this little, I don't know, I think it's for like lipstick or something, I don't know. But I've got this little guy, and it's let's actually use this angled brush. I guess that makes more sense. Like I said, I'm just going with the flow, see what happens. See if I can make it work if I screw everything up. Now, we want the ridges to be a little further apart, just because you don't really have a lot of area to work with in order to blend things downward underneath. So I do about 3 little lines. And I wish they were a little sharper. The sharpness is pretty much the most important part. These little tips right here, right at the top part of the little triangle shape, is the most important part because that is the sharp part of the shadow. You've got the shadow from the ridges, and the closer you are to the point, the darker the shadow's gonna be. So keeping that in mind, we've got this shape. Zoom in on this part. You've got this. This part here we're going to try and keep that sharp. The rest of it, we're going to try and blend downward. So instead of using like a blendy soft brush, I'm going to use this one with the more rigid points so that we can kind of move things along without overly ruining the whole thing. We don't want to get rid of the harsh lines this time, like you would in other parts of makeuping. So just little dots, sort of, little do. Helps to keep things more defined, more under your own control. And adding some more purple here, make things darker. Everything's kind of light right now, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Unfortunately, what you might end up doing is making it too dark to the point where you're not able to blend any further. And that is also a problem. That is a fine line you walk. So, getting that going on. You don't want to blend this too far down, because if you do that, then you're taking up the area that the ridge would be, and then everything is weird, funky. Okay, so we've got that going on, and I keep doing that. So they also have right here, they got a little ridgy thing going on. Every Bajoran is different, just like every Klingon and Romulan are different, but luckily the Bajorans tend to not have such a unique set of features that it's difficult to come up with a way to recreate it. Like, I was trying to do Romulan, and I was just like, there's no generic form of Romulan. So I want this one to be a little less defined than the others, just a little. So I just kind of tapped in the middle there. My facial expressions will help define it. So now I got this bronzer. Gonna try to smooth that down on top of the blended part of the purple, not the harsh line, the top part of the fingers that I showed earlier. So you just tap that, try and touch it on the purple part, because again, you don't want to go too far down, or else you're just covering up what's supposed to be the part that pops out in the 3D, and that, it just defeats the purpose. So now we've got this going on. Looks pretty decent so far. I'm gonna add some stuff going on here, some stuff going on here. We'll just kind of, woo! Like I said, we're just kind of improvising. Whatever happens, happens. It's kind of intense there at the top. I just keep making facial expressions. I hope it's entertaining at least. So, got that going on. I'm also going to actually do this blendy thing more with the blendy brush with a lighter, just so that I can make this, woo. And if we had more space available on the top, or on the ridges, we would do that. My camera's almost full, so I'm going to rush through this a little more than I would like. So I'm just kind of doing a little patting here, trying to blend downward a little bit more. I am sorry, guys. So I'm just doing pat, 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 and we are blend, blend, blend. So this is not going to look nearly as good because I'm rushing. So we got that. You can sort of see a 3D effect already. And then we're going to use just a little bit of black just on the tips, just on that part that I told you was necessary to be the most defined. So you see that? See how much more it pops there. And then you don't want to let that black go out too far, because if you let the black go out too far, you look like a cartoon character, and no one wants to look like a cartoon Bajoran. That is silly. So we are doing this, whatever we're doing. So I don't want too much black there, because like I said, I don't really want to define that part, so what am I even doing there? And then let's clean that brush off, kind of try and we got the angled thing going on. Try to just pat that. Hopefully it kind of follows along the line of the brush and kind of falls in that direction. Gravity! And there we go. You could also highlight either with this or with something even shinier than this. I was using kind of cream thing yesterday, but I don't have time to do that today because that took a lot of effort. That took a lot of effort to not look incredibly stupid. So if you'd like to put something a little more shiny than this, might be nice. Like I said, we already put this on earlier, but everything that you can do to make it pop a little more, make things more 3D. So I would do some more blending at the top here, make that go out, and you should be good to go.